Welcome, everyone. Esteemed guests, faculty, staff, and students, I'm honored to be with you tonight as we celebrate your achievements. My name is Garrett Chisholm, and I have the distinct honor of being the program director of the Masters of Health Administration program here at MSU Denver. I would like to start tonight by thanking all of you for being here. This is a special moment. Thank you to the faculty for your continued pursuit of academic excellence. Thank you to the staff for supporting and making this event possible. I've spent a lot of time reflecting this year, and in past ceremonies, I've droned on about the history of the hooding ceremony, and then articulated the incredible gift and enormous responsibility that all of you are about to receive, being the member of teams who care for others. And of course, that is still true. However, tonight I'm changing direction, and I just ask that you humor me for just one more brief lecture. Last year on this campus, I listened to President Davidson interview retired General James Mattis. General Mattis was a Marine Corps four-star general who commanded forces in the Persian Gulf War, the war in Afghanistan, the Iraq War, and he served as the 26th United States Secretary of Defense. And when asked to reflect about his career, and I'm paraphrasing here, General Mattis stated that if he was able to go back in time and choose a different academic path, he would have chosen history. And when he was asked why, General Mattis explained that the knowledge of history is one of the most powerful tools for navigation of difficult negotiations, high-stake decision-making, and the world affairs that are so complex now. One may use a lesson from our past to help guide the future. And so I'm going to give a brief history lesson that pertains to you all. In 1889, there was a boy who was born named James Hamilton. And he was born in Lawrence, Massachusetts. He was the youngest of four, and the family was quite poor. The neighborhood he grew up in was really rough. It was plagued by poverty and gangs. And as he became older, he was described by the community as scrappy and known to perfect street fighting. Some funny stories about bicycle parts used for weapons. His uncle was the police chief, and he said out loud to everyone that he predicted that his nephew, young James, would end up in prison. When he passed the 5th grade, he was the first in the family to do so. They say that he survived by being quote unquote clever. He was known to watch people, study them, listen and learn. And he was also very active in sports, and he understood the importance of a team. He worked hard and it paid off. And the kid that was destined to be in prison was admitted to Dartmouth after high school. James couldn't afford college, so he worked odd jobs to pay for his studies, and his initial interest was business. And at the age of 27, his first assignment, the first of 22 separate hospital administration positions, he took the superintendent of a hospital. That's what we used to call it, healthcare administrators, was superintendents. He knew nothing about running a hospital. And he did well. He did really well. And he was known to ask endless questions about everything. He was also known to bend and break rules. And when he wasn't invited to meetings, he would advocate for himself and ask why he wasn't invited. His career accelerated, as did the rest of the world. Fast forward to 1945, World War II is ending. There are not enough hospital beds nationwide. Underserved communities had little to no access to healthcare, and segregation is rampant. Roosevelt's administration had been focused on the Great Depression in World War II. And after his death, Truman goes on to pass one of the most influential pieces of healthcare policy, the Hill-Burton Act, financing the largest increase of healthcare access, responsible for about a third of U.S. hospitals. And this is your hint. The keynote tonight runs one of them. This critical legislation would lead to legal battles that result in the eventual desegregation of hospitals 17 years later. Truman would go on to appoint Burton to Supreme Court, crossing party lines. During all of this, James Hamilton was asked to start a new degree, in a degree at the University of Minnesota called the MHA. He would lead the program from 1946 to 1966. And he was so influential, not only in the MHA programs in higher ed and healthcare, but also the health community nationwide. They had what was known as the Hamilton effect. And it became notorious for challenging students. He refused to lecture about content, but would rather challenge the students how to think. He would challenge them to solve problems using their listening, observation, and research skills. He had a motto that was never assume. First semester MHA students were in academic boot camp, where about 20% of the students didn't pass and they would leave the program. Hamilton and his colleagues around the country taught hundreds of students who would go on to run healthcare organizations across the country. They'd inspire and develop policy like Medicare and Medicaid, and they really developed care for their community and the larger community of this country. Other universities joined in, training an entire new degree path and preparing students for the challenges that they face. I thought it was fitting. We have a new provost who's in the room. He's also a history professor. And I thought, I gotta somehow get history in here. And I also had to add in my own flair. So when I think about this, as I've been reflecting, what lessons do I extrapolate from that history? Number one, our beginnings do not define our future. Number two, I hope that we have inspired you to actively dismantle your rhetorical fortresses and focus on substantive argument. Number three, be curious, listening, saying, tell me more, and taking a never assume attitude as a recipe for success. Humanity has always faced and overcome incredible challenges. Resilience is essential. The team is what makes this all happen. We are not alone ever. We are all interdependent on each other. Regardless of who we are, how much money we make, who we love, who we pray to, what our skin color is, and who we vote for. We are all dependent on each other. So lastly, I'm going to ask you to participate. All of you. I ask that everyone look at a person next to you and repeat after me. Yes, welcome to church. Take a look at somebody. Look at the person next to you. I'm not going to do it to you. Look, I'm watching. Is everybody looking?
I don't know.
Okay, so repeat after me. Thank you
Thank
for being you. I've got your back.
I've got your back.
We gonna be all right.
We gonna be.
Thank you. It is my distinct pleasure to announce our first speaker, Dr. Matthew Makeley, Provost and Executive Vice President of Academic Affairs. Embassy programs across our campus would not be a success without the support of our university leaders. And we're so honored to have Dr. Makeley here this evening.
Welcome, graduates. Congratulations, family members, congratulations. What a special night. I'm so happy to be here and share this moment with you. And we couldn't be in a better place. We were just commenting on how beautiful the light is coming through the windows. And when we think about the generations, the people who came here to worship, to pray, to exercise their faith, those families whose homes sit just adjacent to where we are now, the 9th Street Parkway, in the generations of dreaming and belief and hope. And I like to take some comfort in thinking that those families would love to know that this church is being utilized to commemorate the commencement of our future leaders in the health industry. The moment demands so much of us right now. I don't have to tell you that. You've been taking finals, writing papers, working on thesis statements, and attending to all of the business associated with earning a master's degree. Take a moment to just think about those times when it felt like it was impossible. It wasn't going to happen. Something was in the way. It was financial. There was something in one's own mind that was causing them to think they didn't belong. That will continue through your career. But because you have done this, you know that you can get through all of those future monologues and self-conversations. This is going to set you up for success. And one of the things I really want to point to with our families here and the distinguished faculty and colleagues, you're making a choice right now. You're not just administrators. You're going to be architects of health administration in our community. There's nothing more important than that today. Access to healthcare, belief that a family can be cared for in meaningful and compassionate ways. May empathy ground you. May your leadership inspire others around you. When you step into this world, bring with you the conviction and the lessons you've learned here at MSU Denver. This is an institution that many people thought shouldn't be or couldn't be. When the legislation was introduced, finally carried in 1963, there were large universities nearby who will go unnamed, who didn't want us to exist because we were a threat. We would steal students, we would steal state resources, and those first generations of Roadrunners who never would have imagined that we would be conferring master's degrees in the year 2025. They did not give up. The faculty did not give up. Our administrators did not give up. We earned the nickname Roadrunners because we had virtually no buildings and we were running across Spear Avenue and Colfax. So I hope you can go forward with purpose. You carry with you the legacy of this proud, strong institution. You're joining an alumni base over 100,000 strong, serving the Front Range, and you'll do so in one of the most important capacities that a community has. So the real work lies ahead of you. But don't let that stop you from celebrating, because this is the moment with your families that you can take that collective deep breath. Friday, you can celebrate all the more. Tonight, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful night, and I can just offer my congratulations from the deepest recesses of my heart. Proud to be a provost of an institution that produces dreamers and leaders like yourselves. Congratulations. Hey, I was going to say, no, I was going to.
He's a go-getter.
We can be flexible.
Thank you, Dr. Makeley. It's our pleasure to welcome our AVP of Graduate Studies, Dr. Inga Hefes.
Good evening, and to our graduates, congratulations on earning a master's degree in health administration. And thank you for doing so, because your passion and dedication are needed a lot. A while ago, your program director, Garrett Chisholm, mentioned with some dismay that unfortunately, many consider people who become healthcare administrators to be a part of the problem that this country is facing regarding public health, medical bills, health insurance, and so on. And do we really wonder why people might think this way, why people are making this error, and blame you for a healthcare system that is sick itself? Let's look for a minute at just one population that makes one of the current disasters quite visible. That is the unhoused people, of which we have many all over the nation. In Seattle, a while ago, a group interviewed people experiencing homelessness and reported that of these unhoused people, 2/3 reported current medical death, almost half reported trouble paying medical bills for themselves or their families. More than half is medical debt incurred this debt while they were covered under insurance. Overall, people who had trouble paying medical bills experienced homelessness longer than those who did not have such trouble, regardless of race, education, age, gender, and so on. And graduates who earn a master's in health administration are supposed to be a big part of this problem. Just because many of you do a lot of work that is invisible to others, that does not entitle anyone to blame you for all that is bad in healthcare. Yes, of course, there are always some, but not you, who put profit over people, who see healthcare not as a right for all, but as a privilege for a few. There is also corporate greed that undermines the spirit of a social contract where we take care of each other by paying all in. And if you're so lucky to never need health insurance, meaning you never get an immediate return payment, you still have 3 reasons to be happy. Because it means, 1, we are healthy. Second, others could be helped because of our contributions. And 3, should we need it down the road, we can also count on the support and hopefully it's sufficient. If that is not the case, some people think it's your fault because supposedly you don't care. I don't assume that anyone here in this hall really thinks this way, but still allow me to prove your accusers wrong. About 2 weeks ago, our unit, Embassy Denver Graduate Studies, organized a graduate student research and scholarship fair, where graduates presented posters and educated visitors on problems about which they care deeply. While many associate research and laboratory research, there are many other forms of research out there, including research in healthcare administration. In this spirit and under the guidance of a faculty member, MHA students concern themselves with problems and present posters on issues such as how can electronic records affect patient care quality and healthcare worker satisfaction? How much are cancer patients aware about various healthcare insurance options? What is the impact of electronic cigarettes on the health of American youth? How can mental health barriers in rural Colorado be removed to provide service for the elderly? How can fertility care be changed from high volume and high cost to a patient-centered approach? What are the communication habits of a multi-generational workforce in healthcare? And this poster also won the first prize for best poster. I'm sure you all agree that these are questions that are asked by people who do care. Can anyone really think that people who read a huge number of scholarly articles, who review clinical trials and compare the efficacy, who analyze preliminary results, who engage in discussions with patients, do not care? Indeed, I hope with just a few examples that I shared, you can agree that research is a form of caring. Furthermore, I wish you could have seen and heard some MHA students explain what they were working on. You would then have seen that they truly know what they are talking about. You would then also have seen their irritation about these issues and their urge to go out there and help to change things. MHR students, people who see the challenges that many fellow humans face. MHA students are people who want to be a part of the solution. MHA students are people who do care a lot. And these graduates will go out and cause what the late US Representative John Lewis called good trouble. And we thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Dr. Next, we'd like to welcome another university leader, Dr. Hope Sapolsky, Dean of the College of Health and Human Sciences, which is where the MHA program is set.
Good evening and welcome. As Garrett said, I am Hope Sapolsky, Dean of the College of Health and Human Sciences here at MSU Denver. It is with immense pride and joy that I stand before you today at this momentous occasion, the hooding ceremony of our Master in Health Administration graduates. This occasion is a celebration of dedication, hard work, and unwavering pursuit of knowledge that has brought us together in this hall of achievement. To the families gathered here today, thank you for entrusting us with your loved ones. Your support has been an integral part of their journey and that we honor here today. Your encouragement, late night conversations, and understanding during moments of academic intensity have played a crucial role in the success we celebrate. And to the faculty and the staff, your dedication to the excellence in education has left an indelible mark on the minds and hearts of these graduates. Your mentorship, guidance, and commitment to fostering an environment of intellectual curiosity have been the catalyst for the growth and success. And to our esteemed graduates, the architects of their own destinies, today marks the culmination of your tireless efforts, sleepless nights, and the unyielding pursuit of knowledge in the field of health administration. You have emerged from this transformative journey, not just with a master's degree, but with the wisdom to navigate the complex landscape of healthcare management. As we hood each graduate today, we don't just symbolize the academic achievement attained through countless hours of study, research, and practical experience. We acknowledge the responsibility that comes with this hood, a responsibility to lead, to innovate, and to effect positive change in the healthcare sector. Health administration is not just a profession, it is a calling, an innovation to contribute to a sector that touches the lives of countless individuals and families. The role of a health administrator is not merely administrative, it is visionary, strategic, and impactful. You are the architects of the systems, the orchestrators of efficiency, and the advocates for equitable healthcare access. In a world where healthcare is not just a service, but a fundamental right, your role becomes even more pivotal. The challenges are numerous, the complexities of healthcare policy, the constant evolution of technology, and the ongoing quest of financial sustainability. However, it is within these challenges that true leaders emerge, armed with knowledge to transform obstacles into opportunities. Our program here at MSU Denver is not just about imparting academic knowledge, it's about fostering a mindset, an ethos of resilience, innovation, and compassion. You are not just graduates, you are ambassadors of change, equipped with the skills to shape the future of healthcare. As you embark on the next phase of your journey, whether it be a hospital administrator, public health management, or any other facet of this dynamic field, carry with you the lessons you've learned within these walls. Embrace challenges as stepping stones to success and view setbacks as opportunities for growth. And above all, lead with integrity and empathy. In the presence of your families and mentors and peers, you stand on the cusp of a new chapter, one where your knowledge, skills, and passion for healthcare administration become the catalyst for positive change. You are not just graduates. You are the torchbearers of hope, advocates for health equity, and architects of the healthcare system that leaves no one behind. Today, let this hooding ceremony be a symbol not just of your accomplishment, but of the profound impact you are poised to make on the world of healthcare. Congratulations to each and every one of you. May your journey be as inspiring as the path you are about to forge. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Slowski. Notes here.
It's okay to ask for help.
I found it.
Yeah,
I
okay.
had to find it. Isn't it? A few years ago, we started an award for MHA students. And what we wanted to do was recognize a graduating MHA student who exemplifies core values of the program. And that's diversity and culture, access, respect and stewardship, community and engagement, and excellence and innovation. And I made the decision I would not hand it out every semester. I'd only hand it out when it was earned and voted on by faculty. Quite excited for this one. This student, I distinctly remember when she first started the program. And I was reflecting back on the first semester. And this student had an interesting, very calm, quiet, but you could tell that there was a drive and a power within her. And that she wanted not only to be here, but she wanted to excel. And it's been such an honor to me, and I know the faculty and her peers, to see her graduating today. It's with great enthusiasm that I nominated and award Maddie Reuter, a standout student in the MHA program at MSU Denver, for this recognition. Maddie consistently exemplifies the values and qualities we strive to cultivate in our future healthcare leaders. Maddie is kind, patient, and respectful in all her interactions. These traits have created a welcoming and supportive environment for her peers, faculty, and staff. Her hardworking nature is evident in everything she takes on, and she approaches every task with integrity and a quiet determination that never seeks attention or praise. She simply gets the job done effectively and without complaint. One of Maddie's greatest strengths is her reliability. Whether working on a group project, managing her academic responsibilities, assisting others, she's consistently dependable, trustworthy, and communicative. You can count on her to not only fall through, but to do it so with grace, clarity, and professionalism. Maddie leads by example. Her presence uplifts those around her and reinforces the collaborative, compassionate spirit we value so deeply in healthcare administration. And I can think of no one better to nominate for this recognition. Maddie Reuter.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much. When I first received the email informing me of my award, I was excited and flattered. That feeling lasted until I got further in the email and saw the sentence that said recipients are expected to give a speech. Fear and dread ensued. I'm thankful that the word short preceded the word speech, as I'm sure all of you are as well. But in all seriousness, I'm truly humbled to receive this award today. I want to take a moment and give huge congratulations to my fellow classmates. I also want to thank my classmates. When I first started this program, I'll admit I was a little intimidated. Everyone seemed to have so much life experience and knowledge, but that feeling quickly faded. Your willingness to share your experiences and lift each other up created a great learning environment to grow in. And of course, I also want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the faculty and staff. Your unwavering support, encouragement, and mentorship have been the foundation that helped us get here. We truly couldn't have done it without you. This program opened my eyes to the impact healthcare administrators have on both patient outcomes and the overall quality of people's lives. The opportunities to make a difference are out there for us. Graduating with a master's degree is no small feat. It speaks volumes about our commitment, our resilience, and our drive to make a difference. Now, I know I'm up here because I'm supposed to give some advice, but please don't take advice from me. I'm still trying to figure it out. Instead, here's some wisdom from people who know what they're talking about. Lou Holtz once said, "Your talent determines what you can do. Your motivation determines how much you're willing to do, and your attitude determines how well you do it." Robert Collier reminded us, "Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out." And here's one more that I think we all need to hear from Bill Gates. You're not a slacker if you cut yourself some slack. It's easy to get caught up in constant achievement, deadlines, and pushing yourself to the next milestone. Let's not forget the value of rest, joy, and balance. Yes, work hard. Yes, chase your goals. But don't forget to take a breath, have a little fun, and celebrate the moments in between. You've earned it, and you'll be better for it. So as we step into the next chapter of our lives, let's lead with both purpose and perspective. We're leaving here not just with a degree, but with a responsibility to lead with heart, stay grounded in our values, and create meaningful change wherever we go. Take your work seriously, but not too seriously. Laugh often, stay present, and don't be afraid to take a chance or step outside your comfort zone. That's where growth begins. And finally, if you ever start to doubt yourself, just remember this quote from the famous Winnie the Pooh. You're better than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Congratulations, let's go make a difference.
Thank you, Maddie. We're so proud of you and your graduating class. It's time to introduce our keynote speaker. Very excited about this. This person has just been such an inspiration to me since the day I met him. And I was so excited that he was able to join us tonight. Kevin Stansbury serves as the CEO at Lincoln Health in Hugo, Colorado. Kevin has over 35 years in healthcare, primarily in community hospitals. His work has taken him not only across the United States, but all over the globe. He has served in roles in hospital administration, strategic planning, healthcare project planning, and service in emerging economies. He serves on the executive committee of the Colorado Hospital Association Board of Trustees as immediate past chair. He also has served on a variety of state and national task force supporting the cause of rural health, including the National Rural Health Association Rural Health Policy Congress. Mr. Stansbury is a founding member of the Eastern Plains Health Consortium and the founding member of the Colorado Rural Futures Project. He received his Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration from the University of Wyoming, a Master's of Science in Health Services Administration from Central Michigan University, and his JD with honors from the University of Wyoming College of Law. Kevin and his wonderful wife, Jennifer, have 3 grown children, a daughter in Castle Rock, Colorado with one of their grandchildren, a daughter and son-in-law in Firestone, Colorado, with their other 5 grandchildren, and a son who lives in Wichita, Kansas. And I also believe a new road runner in the family as well. Please help me welcome Kevin Stanford.
Hi.
Hi.
It seems like only yesterday I was sitting where you are, so congratulations. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for allowing me to share a few thoughts as you celebrate this impressive milestone. It's a great honor to be talking with you tonight. I've always been impressed with this program and hosted Garrett and other faculty members and leadership from the program in our hospital. We've hosted some of your colleagues as interns. It's also cool, as Garrett mentioned, that next week my grandson, my oldest grandson, graduates from high school, and he's been accepted at Metro State to begin his studies. It's a blessing to be here. So first things first, none of you did this on your own. I think you would agree with me. Somebody helped, whether it's a spouse, parent, grandparent, sibling, child, friend. Those folks are now here with you in person or in spirit, illustrating how they've supported you through this chapter of your life. So I want you to take a second. This is the audience participation piece. The graduates, please stand, turn around, and give a round of applause to those that supported you throughout this effort. The inspiration they provided will never leave you if you choose to retain it. It's up to you to decide what to do with it. Will it serve as a nice memory? Will it serve as a catalyst for your future? Or will it serve as a guide on how you can support and inspire others? All right, let's get through this. I want to talk to you about 3 main themes: inspiration, hope, and values, culture and sustainability, and healthcare challenges and advocacy. And then I'll try to bind it all together. Let's get back to your support system. My wife is here with me tonight because she's my constant inspiration and support. Take some time and think about when you needed that kind of support the most. Was it when everything was going well? Now, if your experience is anything like mine, you needed the inspiration and support when everything around you seemed to be falling on your head. Chief Justice John Roberts once told a graduating class that he hoped the entire class would experience failure and challenges in their careers. Honestly, I agree. I think we've already established that's when you turn to your support and your inspiration. The purpose of these times was to infuse hope into your circumstance. That's when the excellence comes through. We grow through the struggle, we learn how to innovate, and we drive change. Guess what? You're going to be asked to be the source of hope for others, even when you don't know it. Embrace that role. Seek out those challenges and take them on. As you struggle with the challenges, you'll soon realize the values you carry determine the outcome. So just a quick note on hope. Never let anyone tell you hope is not a strategy. Technically, it's correct. Irrational hope is a little weird, but rational hope is a necessary ingredient in any strategy. It's the catalyst for all effort. If you didn't hope for better times, why would you act? My point is, you have to be the source of hope. You may have to be the one to convince others that all is not lost. There is hope if we act correctly. This inspiration is important because it will help to shape the values that you rely on as you look to the future. Let me tell you, you're going to need inspiration. It was once said, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, becomes your destiny. We've heard that before, right? Where do your thoughts come from? that start it all. They're influenced by external factors. We feel good when the Metro State Roadrunners win. We're excited when our loved ones celebrate some kind of achievement. The challenge is to drive positive value-based thoughts from within when perhaps the external influence is missing. You're not always going to be experiencing wins. As a leader, you have to be the inspiration for others, good or bad. Your actions will determine how others see you and the organization you'll lead. It will be your role to remind others of the importance of the right values. As I was recently perusing that great resource for philosophy, Instagram, I came across this quote. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's trusting yourself to figure it out no matter what happens. Those you work with will rely on you for your confidence as they shape their own. This is the essence of culture. You've all experienced it. You've either worked in or frequented organizations with toxic cultures. It's evident from the moment you walk through the door. Hopefully, more often you've experienced healthy cultures where staff are supported and appropriately challenged to grow and better serve others. Make it a goal of yours to influence the culture you are working in positively. Don't be the negative Nelly. It's easy, right? No, healthcare is tough. And we need you to bring new inspiration and help advocate for a better future. The history of healthcare in our country is largely based on charitable organizations or governmental institutions offering healthcare in our local communities. Sometimes physicians gathered together to start a hospital. That's where the Mayo Clinic came from. More often, physicians served alone or in small groups, practicing general medicine and sometimes taking payment in a variety of ways. Think chickens or eggs or a good meal. As the country grew, we evolved. Some might suggest that we devolved to larger corporate-style institutions. Hospitals banded together to form large nationwide systems. Physicians first started growing their practices to large multi-specialty groups that evolved, again, or devolved, into hyper-specialty groups, sometimes financed by hedge fund investment firms. Instead of trading livestock today, if a hen can be considered livestock, we now have a whole army of coders evaluating physician documentation and applying any number of codes to submit payment to the insurance company. All right, you all know that, right? My hope for you is that you will advocate for change. You will challenge the norms, demand more value-based decision-making. I've long observed that our country does not have healthcare policy. We have healthcare financing policy. We put the money first and the patient second. Then we wonder why the United States is ranked by the Commonwealth Fund as the last in healthcare among the 10 largest economies in the world. The key factors measured were quality, accessibility, prevention of death, and guaranteeing care regardless of social status. So what do we do about that? It's natural to challenge the results of the data. Our patients are different. We have different ways of financing care. We're a large and diverse country. We enjoy freedoms that other countries don't enjoy. What's that sound like? An excuse. If any of you have ever given a quality presentation where maybe the data wasn't the best, you may hear these kinds of responses. Resist accepting them and clearly resist using them. We first have to change the norms we operate from within. And we have to challenge others to understand the value of the services we provide. We have to embrace technology and innovation in a way that supports human interaction and preserves the healing touch. I urge you to push for change in the system that values quality of care and outcomes instead of the current system that reinforces volumes. One of my colleagues and former chief of staff at my hospital once observed to me that hospital executives all have black hearts. His explanation, you're all waiting for a busload of hemophiliacs to get hit by a glass truck, and they all have insurance. I made that observation recently, and another colleague observed that she had shared with her board that volumes were down and therefore financial performance lower than expected because the flu virus had not impacted her community as much as in the past. Why? Her hospital had been successful with its annual flu vaccine campaign. It should be a celebration. My challenge to you is to demand better of all of us. Rely on the inspiration of those who came before you. Just don't make the same mistakes we did. Demand that we as an industry focus more on the patient outcome and less on the volume of procedures. Y'all ought to be going, yikes. You're thinking this guy is nuts. How am I, a brand new graduate, going to impact the colossal change needed in healthcare? Start by demanding better. Advocate for true innovation in the delivery and financing of healthcare. Don't give up. Stay true to those values and be persistent. Ensure that we actually do what we say we want to do. Say the unthinkable out loud. Challenge the status quo. We can and we must do better. We must do better, certainly because it's the right thing to do, but we must do better because healthcare is intensely personal. You improving the healthcare system will impact the people you love, your parents, your children, your grandchildren, my grandchildren. There's been a lot of work over the years about what is the secret to success. Some have suggested intellectual level, others emotional intelligence or social connection. A recent theory gaining favor is the idea of the amount of grit a leader possesses. Grit is defined as a combination of passion and perseverance. Intuitively, that makes sense. If you believe in your goals and have passion for what you do, combined with the determination to persevere, I think you're bound to be successful. All right, did I get it all in? I kind of hammered on it, but the key message is really, it's up to you to inspire positive cultures and advocate for a better future in healthcare. And I could have just said that at the beginning. Thanks for indulging me. Thanks for your time. Congratulations on this really tremendous achievement. And go change the world. Thank you.
Let me check this. Going to it right now. Thank you so much for being.
I think Tracy's up.
Yes, it is I.
You guys know Tracy?
Multitasking isn't my strong suit all the time, so switching gears. Thank you, Kevin, for being with us this evening. You are such an inspiration to our students and our alumni. We are beyond grateful to have you with us. But now it is the time we've all been waiting for, the hooding and pinning of our spring 2025 graduates. Before we start, I want to encourage all of our family and our guests. We've had the silent moment. Now it's time to celebrate. Feel free to hoot and holler and celebrate however you want, because this is why we're here. And a couple of instructions. When your name is called, you will enter the stage using the stairs to your left. Once on stage, you will remove your cap. Dr. Seedorf will place your hood. The hood will stay in place while Dr. Dorr places your MHA pin, and then you'll continue to Director Chisholm for a hug, a handshake, all of the above. The cap tassels remain on your left side until you attend commencement on Friday. And so are we ready to get started? Right side? Whoops, I believe him. Okay. All right, well, let's get started. Our first graduate is joining us virtually, but we're going to acknowledge a couple of virtual graduates who are on our live stream. Fardousa Ahmed. Congratulations, Fardousa. Another virtual student who's joining us, Imani Baskerville. And our first live graduate, Sydney Burrow. Our faculty are perfectionists, as you know. Congratulations, Sydney. Denise Caruth.
Sydney.
Congratulations, Denise. Another student that we are acknowledging virtually, Natila Jepaksu. Laurel Amati. Congratulations, Golrok. This student is also joining us virtually, Kalina Hilliard. And our last virtual graduate, Bailey Lessenberry. Brandon Rowley. Congratulations, Brandon. Last, certainly not least, Madeline Bruder. Congratulations, Maddie. Another big round of applause for all of our MHA graduates of 2025. It's going incredibly fast. I'm going to give the stage over to Dr. Seedorf for our closing remarks. I have a prop. I promise I'm not just running off stage with my purse. There we go. All right. So I'm here to close out this celebration, and my job that's been posed to me is to wrap up with speed and inspiration. I'm going to try to do both. Okay. So I wanted to leave you with something that I feel I've counted on as each graduation I have approached over the years. So I've had the honor of being connected to 3 different higher education experiences. And in each, while the growth in my knowledge and skills was critical for the future careers that I've embarked on, one of the most important aspects of the process centered in all of those experiences was the theme of connection. So I'm going to take you back to my college years in the 90s and the most popular TV show of the time. Can you guess? Does this help? Friends, absolutely Friends. So for those of you who watched with me, but perhaps most probable, you were watching it as a syndication on some streaming app, you will know that the story centers around a group of friends that they've seen each other through all of the major developments of their young adult lives and their professional lives. So the theme song also presented in this is the song "I'll Be There For You" by the Rembrandts. So I'm going to ask you to participate a bit here. So the quote or the part of the song that I'd like you to add in with me, it starts like this. When you've been stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your month, or even your year, then the next one.
I'll be there for you.
I was waiting for the singing. I knew it was going to happen. So they meet, even if it was once a day or once a week or maybe even once a year. They meet on a simple couch, in a simple coffee shop, and they share their lives and their experiences together. Why do I bring this up? Or why do I bring up this song or this thing? It's because people in this room are your connections. You've built friendships and working relationships with your peers. Look around. Do you see some of them? Right. You've developed academic connections with faculty and MHA staff. Do you see any of those connections here today? And you most likely have friends and family in this very room who have supported you through many journeys, including this last and very critical path as you complete your Master's of Health Administration degree. All these people are part of your network. They will be here to support you, to connect you, to build you up, and even when you might know it, they'll be there when you need them. So let me illustrate just a little bit for you. For example, my high school best friend, Monica, who even though we went different paths through our college years and our graduate school, we remained connected.
And today we work together here at MSU. In fact, Dr. Dora and I are taking students with her internationally just this summer. My college friend Kendra, who now works for CSU in the Colorado School of Public Health, we continue to make connections for our students together, connecting them to institutions and public health experiences all around the state. My graduate school friend Susan, who works for the Department of Health and Human Services, has been an incredible support and resource over the years in exploring new grant opportunities with students or simply providing information or resources for the classes that I teach. And in my last path, my doctoral work, I'm so fortunate to have a huge, wonderful, strong network of DRPH colleagues who are truly leaders in their fields. We share information, resources, opportunities, not only amongst ourselves, but with our colleagues and with our students. So if you've been in class with me before, which I know a few of you have, I'm sure I've shared my professional path, which was not a straight one by any means, but it was woven through this theme of connection. I've been so fortunate to only have applied for 2 positions formally. Once was to the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, and once was to MSU Denver. However, before, between, and even after those positions that I had to formally apply for, I got new opportunities simply through connection. This can be true for you. And all you need to do is maintain your connections. It can be as simple as a check-in from time to time, or a scheduled connection at a professional conference or meeting. No matter how you do this, keep the connection alive and well. So before you leave today, gather those cell phones, make those connections on LinkedIn, and make sure you participate in this large, expansive MSU Denver alumni network, because it will be worth more to you than you can even imagine. So find your couch, share your time and experience with each other, and know that we truly will always be there for you. Congratulations, graduating Masters of Health Administration class of 2025. Let's give them a big round of applause again. I think we have one more quick item, and I think Tracy's coming up to help. Before we all leave, we would ask that our graduates come onto the stage because we'd like to do a picture, correct? On stage. So thank you all. Yes, picture. So we'll take a quick picture up here if we have time to take one out front, but please appreciate all of you being here. Have more food, there's to-go boxes, take food home, but we appreciate your time. And one more round of applause for our graduates. Get up here, we want to embarrass you more.